Hey guys, it's Noah. Father God, I lift this up to you. Anoint this word. Get me out of the way. I crucify the flesh and walk in the spirit. Thank you so much for this day. In Jesus Christ's mighty name. Get me out of the way. Okay, this is kind of blowing my mind. Hold up. That word I gave the other day came to pass exactly how I said it would. Now, here's the crazy part. I was sitting down at dinner and I was like, dude, NASA said that a year ago. They came out and they set up that whole thing, that whole Hegelian dialect. 3 days ago, I was sitting on the chair, and that's when I heard. I was watching a video, and I heard. First, a video came on, and it was the Borg, and it was one of those Cliff Buell videos. Cliff Buell. And they had this thing, and I knew that it was geared towards me. I knew it was. The Borg know who I am. They watch and they see all this stuff, and they watch, right? And they see all this stuff. And it was like a pot shot. It was taking a pot shot at me, specifically. I knew it was. I can always tell when they're generating content like that. And as I'm watching it, I heard, all right, that's it. Go give this word. And then I heard there's going to be a false flag event in a couple of days. I heard a lot of blood-bought Christians are going to die. That's what I heard. And I was like, And I've heard the enemy talk about blood-bought Christians before. I've heard him say it several times. The enemy talks about, those are blood-bought Christians, and it's people that took the mark of the beast or whatever, you know. And so, like, I sat on the word. I didn't release the word. I didn't do anything. And I waited. And I waited like one whole day. And that's why I didn't drop the word until the next day. But when I heard the word, I heard in a couple of days, so-and-so, this is going to happen, right? So I waited one whole day. And then when I prayed, I'm like, is this supposed to go out or whatever? And I heard it'll happen. Exactly how that is. I know that was the Lord. I wasn't confident on the word before that. I was like, so you want it out? I got the green light. I didn't hear audibly yes or no. It was just it'll happen exactly like you said. That's what I heard. That's the only answer that I heard. It'll happen exactly how you heard. And if you hear the original word, dude, you can hear it in my voice. I didn't really know what to say, and I was like, hey, this is what's happening and everything else, So I dropped the word and I put it on there because I got, I heard it'll happen exactly how. And then within 2 days, it happened exactly like that. I found out later, my content feed updated me, said, NASA said that we're going to lose gravity for 7 seconds and all this on the 12th, which had I dropped the word on the first day, it would have been 3 days, and that's not a couple, that's a few, right? But I waited a whole day. And then exactly how I said it happened. And the Lord confirmed that. No, that was him, right? And I always wait to say this stuff to make sure it's accurate and everything else. So I dropped that word, and then this happens, and then I realized, oh man, they gave this on May 27th, the day after my car accident, 10 years to the day. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, what? At dinner, I realized that they set this whole thing up. This was a Hegelian dialect. And here's what the Lord has said, dude, about what the enemy knows. I dropped it in my article, House of Flies. Go read that if you haven't read it. But they don't know what's going to happen. They can only predict. They have quantum processing. This is what the darkness has, is AI. And they predict human behavior. It's like, if we do this, this, and this person, we've studied them they've studied you guys. Satan studied us from the time we were babies. They were assigned to us, and Satan knew this, right? So that crafty old devil knew that, hey, if we put this on Noah's feed, he has a probability of this and this and this to release this and do this word and that whole thing, right? And then I was like, well, why the heck? Why did God let these, why did he he's like, your word didn't fall to the ground. That's what he said to me. I said, yeah. But they predicted this a year ago. He's like, I want to keep the doubt alive. This is going to make the enemies double down on their confidence level, that they can predict something like this. I'm like, yeah, but I don't know. I'm out here you're shooting an apple off my head. Why? Why did it happen like this, right? And I went back to the Bible, and in the Bible, I went over this. It was one of the first videos that was on Church of the Lost Sheep 1, the old channel before they deleted it. Long story short, the exact halfway point of the Bible is Psalm 118. And it's line 18 in Psalm 118. And it says, it is better to trust in God than man. And it's the exact halfway point in the English Bible. And it's Psalm 118. It's 118. And it's there's all these crazy statistics that go look at it. Go look at the video. And everybody's like, this proves that God is real. This is what this proved. And I mean, yeah, it's astronomical, how crazy this whole thing lines up. But all the Christians missed the actual point, and God revealed it to me. And it was it was one of my favorite videos that I ever released on Church of Lost Sheep, because God hit me with this revelation. I'm going over this, and I'm like, wait a second, dude. If this is the exact halfway point of the Bible and everything else, I know, and it was of the King James Version and all this other stuff, right? The exact, and all the numbers, it's 1,108 pages or 1,108 words or something. Go watch it. I forget all the synchronicities, right? But I'm like, dude, they added stuff in the Bible that was not in the original text. The woman caught in adultery. Oh, and I was thinking about this too. The woman caught in adultery. What if that was John, 300 years after the fact, telling a true story? Or what if he knew the scribe and told the scribe, and the scribe knew that he was John walking around? And he's like, that's just too good. I got to put it in the word. And then all scriptures God breathed, and it's I don't know. I was just thinking about this. That could be a possibility of why that's in there. It doesn't matter though. God always accounts for that. But what's crazy is he showed me that halfway point, he took into account that Catholic scribe at 300 or 350, somewhere around 300 AD, that he was going to add that to the Bible. And it was still the halfway point, and it still lined up, and he did all that. So even in man's error, he compensated for it and put a little thumbprint on it. God's good like that, right? And then that day I went, and God added back to us all kinds of stuff that we lost. I went to this estate sale. This lady bought a house. It was an Airbnb, and sold all of her stuff. And we added everything back for our house. We got all the furniture we needed, everything else. And inside the house, she had a little painting, and it was Psalm 118. And it was the day that he revealed all that stuff to me. And that came in with the pile of stuff that we went and we bought. It was just one more thumbprint that God was revealing that to me, right? So that whole thing happened. Even when man makes a mistake, God accounts for it. He makes up for it. So I'm thinking this, and I'm I remember the Psalm 18 thing. He's shooting an apple off my head. I get this prophetic word, and he says it'll come to pass exactly how you said. And then come to find out, NASA had this, and they were using some kind of predictive model with supercomputing. They know my behavior. Here's what the Lord said. He said it's lip reading. That's the best they can do. They don't read your thoughts, okay? Even your phones, all these AI stuff. It is written in the Bible that says we're kept hidden with Christ. They don't know your thoughts, but they're really good. He said it's like lip reading. That's what they do. They can tell if you have like a monitoring spirit or something like that. And Satan's real good. He's clever, man. He'll trick you to think that he might be able to read your thoughts, but it's not. Right? So the stuff that we're seeing with AI, this is what's happening. And they're using people like that have the image of the beast inside of them, like little marionette puppets. And they're setting all these things up and they're putting everything in order, and that's how they're doing this. But I've seen them get it wrong. Like a couple weeks ago, I went and bought a teriyaki sauce, and they had this whole thing set up, and I prayed, and I was like, no. There was 2 sauces left, and I picked the other one. And then when I go to the line, like the lady's like looking at it, like you were supposed to pick the other one, and she's like looking at the bottle and everything else, and like she knew. I went like this, I grabbed the other one, I was like, no, and I grabbed the other one, and then that lady reacted to me switching the bottles out. It's like that scene in Princess Bride where he's like, inconceivable, right? And he poisons both the bottles. It was just like that, right? And I'm doing this with the beast, whatever. Like he's messing with me. This is how he's doing it. I'm watching and I'm seeing this and I'm learning too, you know? So that's what they can do. They can predict really well, and they know behavior. And I'm like, so why did you do that? He said to keep the doubt alive. He wants them to double down and everything else. But here's what he was doing and why he allowed this and why he allowed me to do this. He said, your word didn't fall to the ground flat. So I'm still, you know what I mean? And he told me that. He told me my words don't fall to the ground. He allowed me to go and put that prophetic word on, reacting to this NASA psyop and doing all of this stuff to show the people on the fence that they have this ability to set these things up. Dude, he just laid a trap for them, and they thought they were laying a trap for me. My words don't fall to the ground. He still has my back, and he brought a greater revelation that he's showing everybody that they're predicting behaviors like this, and this is how they set up all this stuff in the court up there. You know how I said it was all a show? It was all like it was a play. It was staged. All these events are staged. All this stuff is happening. If you go back to my prophetic word, that's what I said was going to happen. They commandeered that Mexican cruise captain, that Mexican ship captain, right? So the beast is taking, and God just revealed the beast and what he's doing to all of these people, to anybody that has ears to listen to what I'm saying right now. Do you see what he just did? He set a trap for them. They thought they were setting a trap for me, making a prophet look stupid, but it really didn't. My words didn't fall to the ground. And I come in to pray, and I'm like, God, why did this happen? Why would he allow them to do that? He just set a trap for them. They're exposed. He just exposed how they set this whole thing up, and he's showing you that these people are being commandeered and they're setting up these Hegelian dialects, and that's the beast that's doing that. And he's using people, and this is what he's doing. Do you understand what's happening? And tomorrow, this whole thing with the sun going dark and all these signs in the heavens and all that. So look up, saints. I think this is pretty obvious what's going on, and I didn't understand all of this. I was kind of like weirded out. I'm trying to understand. I said, God, give me understanding because I don't get it. That's what I came up. That's what he just showed me. God bless you guys.